Absolutely.
Here's a deep, emotionally driven opening to your speech titled 1 Hour a Day Can Change Your Life, Don't Skip, written in the style of Eric Thomas, raw, urgent, passionate, and powerful. This intro is designed to instantly convince your audience to lock in and listen to the entire speech. Look, I don't know who told you that success was complicated. I don't know who lied to you and made you believe you need to be born rich, you need a certain degree, or you need to have some magic talent to win. Nah, listen to me. I'm telling you right now, 1 hour, that's it, 1 hour a day can change your entire life. But the question is, will you give it? You keep saying you want success. You keep saying you want to level up. You keep talking about a better life, more money, more freedom, more peace, but when it's time to show up for you, you keep skipping. You show up for everybody else, but not for yourself. You give your job 8 hours. You give your friends 2 hours. You give Netflix 4 hours, but you can't give you just one. Just 1 hour a day to change your mind, change your health, change your habits, change your bank account. I'm not talking about a dream no more. I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about something real, something practical, something anybody can do, 1 hour a day, no excuses, no fluff, no distractions. You don't need 24 hours. You don't need a miracle. You need 1 hour, and if you can't give yourself that, then don't lie and say you want it. So I'm begging you, don't skip this. Don't scroll past. Don't treat this like just another speech. Lock in, sit down, look in the mirror and ask yourself, how bad do I really want it? Because by the end of this message, you're gonna understand that your whole life could shift. Not tomorrow, not next year, but today. If you just take 1 hour and go all in, let's go. You've been lied to. You've been told that if you don't have 10 hours a day to grind, you might as well not even try. That if you can't go full time, you can't be great. That if your life isn't already set up perfectly, you're stuck where you are. That's a lie. That's fear talking. That's the voice of someone who quit on themselves a long time ago, trying to convince you to do the same. But I'm here to tell you the truth. 1 hour a day can change everything. 60 minutes, 3,600 seconds. You mean to tell me that with all the time you've got in a day, you can't carve out just 1 hour for your future? I get it. You're busy. You've got a job, school, maybe a family to take care of. Life is pulling you in every direction. But listen to me closely. 1 hour of laser, sharp focus can outperform 10 hours of half effort. 1 hour of intentional work on your dream is more powerful than scrolling for 5 hours through someone else's life on your phone. 1 hour where you're locked in, no distractions, no excuses, just you and your purpose. That's the hour that separates the average from the elite. That's the hour that separates regret from results. See, the world doesn't need more talent. It doesn't need more talkers. It needs more people who are willing to show up consistently, even if it's only for a short amount of time. Because the truth is, you don't get paid for ideas, you get paid for execution. You don't get results because you think about working out. You get results because you do the reps. You don't build a business because you dreamed about it. You build it 1 hour at a time, over and over, when nobody's clapping, when nobody's watching, when nobody's checking in on you. That hour, it's your secret weapon. It's your edge. It's your quiet revolution against average. But you keep wasting that hour. You keep giving that time to distractions, to nonsense, to negativity. You keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, like tomorrow is promised, like next week is guaranteed. But what if I told you that your 1 hour today could create opportunities that would blow your mind a year from now? What if I told you that showing up right now tired, broke, uncertain, but consistent, could be the thing that changes your zip code, your mindset, your legacy. I'm telling you from experience, from pain, from failure, and from victory. Stop overcomplicating it. You don't need everything perfect. You don't need the right equipment, the best gym, the most expensive setup, the fanciest courses. You just need to show up for that 1 hour and give it everything. Turn off the TV, put the phone down. Tell your excuses to sit in the corner and be quiet, and go get it. Study, grind, learn, build, train. Read, write, hustle. Do something that your future self will thank you for. Because if you can win 1 hour a day, every day, eventually you'll win the whole war. People think the breakthrough is a moment. It's not. The breakthrough is a pattern. It's you showing up over and over and over again until your habits are stronger than your feelings. It's you giving that hour even when you don't feel like it, even when nobody sees it, even when nothing's changing yet. But it's coming, because when you stack up enough of those 1 hour days, they become momentum. And momentum is a monster when it's on your side. That's how you go from surviving to thriving. That's how you go from dreaming to doing. That's how you go from stuck to unstoppable. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something. One focused, committed, powerful hour. That's it. And if you can do that every day without skipping, you won't even recognize yourself a year from now. So the question is, what are you gonna do with your next hour? Because your future is waiting. But it won't wait forever. You keep giving your time away like it don't cost you anything. You keep waking up every day, and before you even open your eyes all the way, somebody else already owns your schedule. Your boss, your family, your friends, social media, drama. Distractions, everybody got a piece of you. But when it's time to give something to you, you act like you don't have anything left. And I'm telling you right now, that's the problem. That's the reason you're stuck. That's why nothing's changing. Because you don't believe you're worth that hour. You owe yourself that hour, not your job, not your friends, not the world, you. That's your time to grow, to build, to reflect, to grind. That's your time to separate from the noise, the stress, the chaos, and lock in on your vision. And if you keep skipping it, if you keep pushing it to the side like it's optional, life is gonna keep pushing you to the side. Every day you give yourself away without feeding your soul. You lose a piece of who you are. You start forgetting why you started. You start forgetting what you wanted. And before you know it, you're living a life that looks nothing like the one you dreamed of. Not because you couldn't do it, but because you kept putting yourself last. See, everybody wants to win, but very few people are willing to say, no, I can't go out tonight. I got something I'm working on. Very few people are willing to say, no, I'm not picking up that phone call right now. I'm locked in on me. Very few people are willing to claim that 1 hour for themselves and guard it like their life depends on it. But it does. Your peace depends on it. Your confidence depends on it. Your progress depends on it. You keep trying to pour from an empty cup, but when do you stop and refill? You say, I got responsibilities. I hear you. I understand. But tell me this, how are you gonna keep showing up for everybody else if you're broken inside? How are you gonna keep giving if you never stop to receive? You can't keep bleeding and pretend you're fine. You can't keep running and ignore the fact that your tank is empty. That hour, that 1 hour, you give to yourself. It's not selfish. It's survival, it's preparation, it's where the healing starts, it's where the clarity comes in, it's where the discipline gets built. You owe yourself that hour. even if nobody else sees the value, even if nobody claps for you, even if nobody understands why you're waking up at 5 a.m., or why you shut the world out every night at 10 just to read, to write, to grind, to pray, to work. Because they don't have to see the vision. You do. You're the one carrying it. You're the one responsible for what happens next. And if you keep expecting people to give you permission to better yourself, you're gonna be waiting the rest of your life. You don't need permission. You need commitment. You need to draw the line and say, this hour is mine. Protect it. Defend it. Honor it like it's sacred, because it is. It's the one part of the day that you control. It's the one space where you get to block out the noise and speak life back into yourself. And I promise you, the more you do it, the stronger you get. The more you protect that hour, the more your mindset shifts. The more you show up for yourself, the less you tolerate being average. Most people won't understand. That's fine. Most people aren't building what you're building. Most people are okay surviving, not thriving. Most people want comfort, but you're built for more. You want more. You need more. But you can't ask life to give you more when you won't even give you more. That hour, it's the proof that you're serious, that you believe you're worth the time, that you believe your dream deserves attention. And once you make that decision, once you give yourself that 1 hour a day consistently, with full intention, everything changes. Not because the world shifts, but because you do. You keep waiting for a moment. You keep waiting for some big opportunity, a perfect setup, some breakthrough where the whole world watches you rise up and shine. But let me tell you the truth. It doesn't happen like that. It never has. The greats, the people you admire, the ones who built legacies, they didn't build that in the spotlight. They didn't build that on stage. They didn't build that when the lights were on and the cameras were rolling. They built that in the margins. In the silence, in the hours that nobody talks about. That's where mastery is born. You want to know the difference between someone who talks about success and someone who lives it. It's what they do when nobody's watching. It's what they do when nobody's calling, nobody's texting, nobody's checking in. It's what they do when they don't feel motivated, when they're tired, when it's raining, when it's cold, when everything in them is saying, take the day off. But they don't. They show up anyway. They grind anyway. They sharpen their skills when nobody's clapping. That's the difference. That's the gap between good and great. It's what happens in the dark that shapes what people see in the light. You can't skip that. You can't avoid the lonely hours and expect the results to still show up. You can't want the reward but not embrace the routine. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Get up before the sun, train when the body hurts, study when the brain is fried, create when the ideas feel dry. That 1 hour you give each day, in silence, in discipline, in grit, that's where your edge is formed. That's where your self-respect is built. That's where you separate yourself. See, people think the challenge is competition. No, the real challenge is consistency in isolation. Can you still be disciplined when no one's checking? Can you still practice your craft when nobody is praising you? Can you still give your all when you don't see the payoff yet? Because the truth is, success is quiet before it gets loud. It's invisible before it becomes undeniable. It looks like nothing before it becomes everything. And if you don't have the stomach for those invisible hours, if you don't have the heart for that grind in the shadows, you'll never taste what it's like to shine in the light. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to be seen. But the people who win, they don't chase attention. They chase improvement. They don't chase approval. They chase mastery. They don't care who's watching because they've already made a commitment in private. And that commitment shows up when it counts. When the world finally sees them, it's not an accident. It's not luck, it's not overnight, it's earned. It's hours on hours of sacrifice, repetition, pain, frustration, and still pushing forward. And the beauty of it is this, that 1 hour a day, it doesn't even need to be flashy. You don't need to film it. You don't need to post about it. You don't need to tell the world. Just show up. Show up for you. Show up when you're tired. Show up when it's boring. Show up when it feels like nothing is happening. Because what's actually happening is transformation. Quiet, steady, relentless. You're becoming something, someone, and one day they'll ask you how you did it. They'll ask for your secret, and you'll look them in the eye and say, I showed up when nobody else would. I worked when it didn't show. I built it in silence. Don't wait for the spotlight to get serious. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for praise. The work you do in the margins is the work that moves mountains. So while they sleep, grind. While they party, study. While they doubt, build. Because the world doesn't need to see you right now. What matters is that you see you. What matters is that every single day, in that 1 hour, you make a promise, and you keep it. That's where greatness begins. If you can't give 1 hour now, you're gonna regret it 10 years from now. I'm telling you not because I'm guessing, but because I've seen it. I've talked to people who said they wanted it, said they had big dreams, big goals, big plans, and now they're looking back, full of regret, full of frustration, wondering how they got here. And it's not because they weren't smart enough. It's not because they didn't have talent. It's not even because life was too hard. It's because they kept skipping that 1 hour. They kept saying, I'll start tomorrow. They kept putting it off, saying, next week, next month, next year. But time doesn't wait for you. Life doesn't pause until you're ready. And every day you delay is a day you never get back. You think you've got time, but you don't. You think you can afford to waste a day, a week, a year, like you got an unlimited supply, but you don't. One day, you're gonna wake up and realize you traded your potential for comfort. You gave up the fight because discipline felt too hard. You gave away your future one skipped hour at a time. And the worst part, you'll look back, and it won't be the obstacles that haunt you. It'll be the fact that you could have, but you didn't. You're not gonna regret the nights you sacrificed to grind. You're not gonna regret the mornings you got up early to work on your craft. You're not gonna regret skipping that party, turning off that game, silencing your phone for 1 hour a day. No, what you're gonna regret is that you didn't start sooner, that you waited until life hit you so hard you had no choice but to change, that you played around with time like it was a game, and by the time you realized it was serious, the clock was running out. I've seen it too many times, grown men and women crying because they can't go back and reclaim what they lost. Years gone, opportunities missed, dreams they buried because they were too distracted to build them. Don't let that be you. Don't be the one who says, I should have. Be the one who says, I did. 1 hour a day. That's it. That's the seed. You water it every day, it grows. But if you keep skipping, that seed stays stuck. Nothing blooms in neglect. You keep thinking the small things don't matter. You keep telling yourself, it's just an hour. But that hour is the foundation. That hour is the blueprint. That hour is the promise you keep to yourself. If you can't commit to 1 hour, how are you gonna handle the weight of your dream when it shows up? You think more opportunity is gonna make you better. No, discipline makes you better. Character makes you better. And both are built in that 1 hour a day you keep skipping. You think you're waiting on the right time, but the right time is waiting on you. You think you're waiting on motivation, but motivation comes after movement. You think your life is gonna just randomly change, but change is a decision followed by action. And if you can't give yourself 1 hour, you haven't made the decision. You're still entertaining the idea, not committing to it. And you can't fake commitment. Your habits expose you. Your routine reveals the truth. What you do daily is a reflection of what you believe you deserve. So ask yourself, what are you telling your future by what you're doing right now? What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Because one day, someone's gonna ask you what happened, and I don't want you to have to say, I was too busy, I was too tired, I was too distracted. That's not the story you want to tell. You want to be able to say, I showed up, I didn't skip, I gave myself 1 hour a day, and it changed everything. So stop playing with time. Stop treating your future like a maybe. 1 hour a day, that's the price. Pay it now or regret it later. The choice is yours.